everybody and welcome to Beck and Gang Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have had a few requests for a chair yoga class. So this video is for those of you and anybody else who would like to try yoga but maybe aren't quite ready to do the whole sun salutations and up and down and so on. So this is nice and gentle just to get our bodies moving. To start off with, you'll need a chair, so come and sit yourselves down. The reason my chair is sideways is just so that we can make sure that we start in a good position. So if you find that you've naturally sat down with your tailbone tucked under, straighten up your spine. You can even pick up the fleshy bits, move them back so that your hips tilt slightly forward, creating this lovely length all the way from your tailbone up to the crown of your head. And we're not going to sit right back against the chair to start with. We're going to sit just in the middle with our knees parallel to the ground and a 90-degree angle. So knees directly over our ankles. And in all my classes, for those of you who have attended before, we have 3 sections to class. So section 1 is breath work, and our breath work has so many benefits. One of the benefits is that it just centers us and allows our mind to focus and release all those little niggly thoughts, release any other distractions and come into our practice. Section 2 is our asana, our physical postures, to strengthen the body, to also just tire us out a little bit so that then in section 3 we can completely relax and be still and give our body that much needed recovery time. So we begin. Just have a look down at your feet, check that they are hip distance apart and parallel to one another. If your toes naturally point in or point out, just reset them. So we've got that nice pause sign, those nice parallel hip distance there between the feet. Knees are the same, hip distance. Spine is still tall, lengthening through the crown of the head, and just place your hands on top of your knees and close your eyes. We're going to begin to lengthen and deepen our breath. And try and breathe with sound so your breath becomes audible. Focusing on the sound of each inhale, each exhale. And then we create some balance. So in your mind, count silently and slowly as you inhale. And notice how long it takes you to completely fill your lungs. As you exhale, then exhale with control to the same count. So we're balancing out the inhales and the exhales. And continuing with our noisy breath. In yoga, this is known as our Ujjayi breath. And we create this sound by slightly contracting the throat. Take a few more breaths here, noisy breath with counting. And then allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. And open your eyes. We're going to start to create some movement and warm our body up from the bottom, working our way up. So keeping this 90-degree angle in your knees, we're going to lift up onto our toes and then lower our heels. And try and work with your breath. So as you lower your heels, exhale. As you lift your toes, inhale. And rather than matching your breath to your movements, match your movements to your breath. We're going to take one more lift. And lower. And then extend your right leg out in front of you. Create little circles with your ankles. Going one way. And then changing direction, going the other way. And then take your hands, place them underneath your thigh. We're going to make those little circles now originating from the knee. So we're drawing little circles in the sky with our big toe. And changing direction. There's not a great deal of lateral movement in the knee, but there is a little. And so we are just warming up all around that joint. If this is too much, don't worry, you can go back to your heel lifts. And then lower that foot back down. And just check that you've reset. So we're coming back to a straight spine. If you naturally curled in order to lift your knee, just lift and straighten. And then extend that left leg, creating little circles with your ankle. And then change direction. It's quite a funny face on camera angle. My foot looks pretty big, doesn't it? And then come to stillness. We're going to take hold of the underneath of the left thigh and make those circles originating from the knee. Trying to stay lifted in the spine. And then change direction. Beautiful. Returning that foot down. Now moving on to our hips, this is quite a lot more challenging for a lot of people. So if anything at all that we do during our practice during this video doesn't feel right, if there's any pain, do ease off, listen to your body. Your body is your #1 yoga instructor. I'm just here for guidance. So if I say wrap your foot around your head, you don't have to do it. It's just give everything a go, but slowly, so that you can work out whether or not your body wants to go there. So what we're going to do now is pick ourselves up and just move a little further back in our chair, and it'll probably feel a little bit more supportive now, having a bit more of your thighs on the chair. We're going to take our right foot and cross it over our left knee, sitting like you would perhaps read a newspaper on a Sunday, and keeping this foot flexed here. Just take your right hand and very gently press down onto that right knee, moving it away. Now we don't want any pain, so if there is any pain, just ease off here. Just gently opening out the hip. Keeping tall in the spine, and just checking in that your breath is still deep and steady. If at any point you find that your breath becomes shallow or you're holding your breath, ease off. That is one of the indications that you're pushing your body too hard. Lovely. And then taking this right knee, we're going to cross it over the top of the left knee, sitting like an elegant lady. And then just walk your hands down the chair and come into a forward fold. So we're bringing our chest down onto our thighs, feeling that lovely stretch in the back of the body. Just allowing your chin to rest on that top knee if it'll go. Perhaps reaching your fingertips down towards the floor. Nice deep breaths. And then you can use the chair legs just to walk yourself back up to seated. Uncross those legs and return. Knees hip distance, feet hip distance, spine straight. This time we take the left leg, placing that foot on top of the right knee. This foot stays flexed, and then very gently pressing down on this left knee. Staying nice and tall in the spine. Nice deep breaths. One more breath. And then taking this left leg, crossing it over the right, and walking our hands slowly down those chair legs, coming into a fold. If your body allows, just resting your chin on your top knee and perhaps reaching the fingertips down to the floor. And notice the back of your body move as you breathe here. As you inhale, the deeper you inhale, the more of a stretch and expansion you get through the back of the body. As you exhale, allow everything to soften. And then walk the hands back up the chair legs, come back to seated and uncross those legs. We're going to reset. We're going to walk back, walk back to our perch. So bringing the hips a little forward so that we are only taking up half the chair rather than the full chair. Check those feet and those hips. Sit up nice and straight. And now lifting up the muscles of the pelvic floor. So if you're not sure how to activate that, it's a bit like holding in a wee for the ladies, and perhaps for the men, if you were to sit on a cold bicycle seat and it makes you go, whoop, everything just goes up. So we're going to engage those muscles and then gently pull our belly button in. So we've got the strong corset, the strong middle of our body helping our spine stay up nice and tall. Now taking the right hand to the outside of the left knee, we're going to take our left hand, reach it behind us, and just, you can see my fingertips there, we're not putting any effort or any strain on this left hand. Take a nice big inhale, lengthen as tall as you can through the spine, and as you exhale, we're going to keep the shoulders level and just twist them round to the left. And then slowly turn your head, taking your eye gaze over your left shoulder, keeping that corset of engaged muscles, keeping the belly pulled in, your abdominals engaged, your pelvic floor engaged, and make sure that you're breathing. And then we return our gaze to the front. Gently return the shoulders and release the hands onto your knees. And now taking the chin, keeping it parallel to the floor, we're just going to turn it to look over our right shoulder. Nice and slow here. And take a few nice deep breaths. So we notice the lengthening through this left side of the neck, but no strain, no discomfort. And return your gaze to the front. This time, left hand to right knee, right hand comes behind you so we can see those fingertips. And we inhale, lengthen and straighten through the spine. Exhale, turn those shoulders, keeping them in line, and then slowly guiding the head round. And you can press your left hand into your knee to act as a bit of a lever. But we're also going to consciously draw our right shoulder back. And return your eye gaze slowly to the front. We're going to release the arms, return the shoulders, reset hands on knees, and then take your chin slowly over to the left. Keeping tall through the spine, keeping your engagement around your middle. And then returning your eye gaze slowly to the front. Now, let's get some action in the arms. So, if you're comfortable staying where you are, just perched on the edge of your chair, maintaining this corset sitting up nice and straight, you can remain here. If you are starting to fatigue at all, you can just move your bottom a little further back in your chair for a bit more support. So from here, we're taking our arms up overhead, and then we're going to flick out our fingers. Really flick them out like you've got something gross on those fingers. Beautiful. And then we're going to touch our pointer finger and thumb together, and then the middle finger and thumb, then the ring fingers and thumb, then the baby fingers and thumb. And taking that twice more. Second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, pointer finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger. Beautiful. And keeping the arms up overhead, start to take circles with the wrist. So we're reaching those arms high. Again, if this is too much, you can have your arms out in front of you here. But for a bit more, maintaining that corset of engagement, reaching the arms to the sky, and change direction, change those circles around. We're getting some lovely movement into the wrists. And then bring the hands to stillness. We're going to make fists here, and arms down to shoulder height. Start to make circles with the elbows. Often neglected, our elbows, but they are so important. And then change direction. You'll notice this is quite a challenging one in the back of the body. So again, if it's too much, you can bring your arms out in front and just ease off a little bit. But if you can have those arms wide, just ensure your core is still engaged. Keep your back straight and not arching. One more, and then we bring our hands just touching our shoulders here. So we'll start by taking our elbows forward, taking nice large circles, nice big shoulder rolls. Still keeping a straight spine, keeping the engagement around the core. Oh, I've got very clicky shoulders. And then changing direction. Beautiful. And then we're going to either have hands staying on our shoulders, or if you prefer, you can bring hands to knees. You can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn my chair to demonstrate better. We're going to come to a cat-cow position now. So if you have moved your bum back, move it forward again so we're perched on the edge of the chair. We're going to inhale, draw the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, and just lift the chin. Taking your eye gaze up to the ceiling. As you exhale, start to bring the shoulders forward, chin into chest, round through the spine, and belly back. Inhale, nice slow movements. Chest forward, eyes up. This is your cow pose. Exhale, Draw the belly back, chin to chest for cat pose. And you can continue here in time with your own breath. You don't have to adjust your body to be in time with me. And you might want to try closing your eyes here. And notice how much more aware of what's happening in your body you become when you take away one of your senses. You're going to take one more. And then return to stillness. Excellent. So coming back to that lovely straight spine, and then moving your bum towards the back of your chair so you're as comfortable as possible. These feet parallel to the knees, which are parallel to the hips, 90-degree angle. This lovely tall straight body, and hands on your thighs. And just check in with your shoulders. If your shoulders are slumped forward, just pull them back and down. So we're lifting tall, opening up the chest, opening up the heart. Taking a few deep breaths here. We're going to start winding down to our relaxation, to our meditation. So allow the breath to steady, to deepen. And allow your eye gaze to soften or to close. Relax the crown of your head. Relax your forehead, your cheeks, and your jaw. Relax the neck, the shoulders, the upper arms, softening elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Maintaining a very gentle, subtle strength to keep your spine tall. Allowing the skin and the organs and everything that's not being used to help you sit up straight just to soften. Softening your hips, your glutes, relaxing your thighs, your knees, your calves and shins. Softening your ankles, your feet, and all of your toes. And just feel this wave of softness coming over your whole body. Take a little scan of your body. Notice what feels good. Notice if anything doesn't feel good. If there are any areas that still need a little attention, just focus your breath. Mentally visualize your breath coming into your body and send it to that area. Allow the breath to nourish that part of your body, to heal. With each inhale, we feel this amazing energy drawing into our body, this life force. With each exhale, we give back, we release. As you exhale, allow any remaining tension in your body to be expelled with that air, that spent air. And each inhale brings new, fresh life. Focus now for the next few moments on each inhale and each exhale. The balance. Focus on the sound of your noisy Ujjayi breath. And turn your lips into a smile. Bring your hands to heart center and open your eyes. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found some benefits, some healing in our first chair yoga class. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully we will have a lot more in the future. Lots of love.